Now, 1 minute, Nikhil. Don't put words in my mouth. I said right now nobody knows, but this is my guesswork. I never said you will be called on particular date. I just told you it is my guesswork that by mid-August there will be attempt. That is it. But right now situation is so fluid. We can't even guarantee what is going to be tomorrow. Like today, I believe they found the big spike in Induri area in cases. Now this area was relatively clean, but somebody comes from outside and suddenly you get a spike. So I don't know, honestly. Okay, now we move to FSS code. Hmm. I believe there was a problem even with this one, Gmail. That's what I read in sort of internet news. Okay. Now, here it has been reduced to minimum possible words, but but uh, read it and try to pick up the points, because idea is that you know the points, then you should be able to expand something by using your general knowledge. Now what happens is Solus is telling you what must be there. They define that bulkhead should be like this, class A bulkhead. It should not allow spread of smoke or flame for 60 minutes. Very good. You have given the intention what you want, but how is it to be made? Our problem is intention is given, but how is it to be made? Now that is where we get FSS code. Okay, fire safety systems. There are 16 chapters. Hmm. Stiffened, etc. But somebody has to tell how it is to be done, no? You also put only one word, so I don't want to say more. Okay, as usual, first one, like I always told you, will be general definitions, applicability, etc. etc. Okay. Next is 2 is international shore connection. 3 is personal protection equipment. This is like uh, this is the link actually which will take you to the marine insight. Okay, that is where you have got something more. Fire extinguishers, fixed gas fire extinguishing system. Here also there is a link. Then fixed foam, then high pressure water spraying systems, auto sprinklers, then fixed fire detection and alarm system, sample extraction smoke system, low location lightning system, means of escape, deck foam system, inert gas hydrocarbon gas detection system. Now the chapter 16 was added, of course I must say, about maybe 5 years ago, but you may find if you refer to some old notes and all, chapter 16 is missing. It happens because a lot of times we tend to take the old notes and just put it there, but remember chapter 16 is a new one relatively. Even I don't realize I spent 5 years in teaching. Okay, so this is just introduction part. We will move on to the chapters 1 to 4. Now here it is done in a way to make sure that chota chota cheez I have taken it together. Okay, now you generally read this If you want to prepare for like second mates masters, you always take the FSS code and read it directly, because by the time this 2015 will change, it may be 2020, 2021, whatever it is, because some new things will come, because newer technologies. Now this is the 15th edition, and last amendment has come in force on 16. Just if you remember, fine. Chapter 1, applicability, given anytime ships are under construction, so it tells you from this date this applies to these ships, because some ship may be half complete. So guy will go and say that tell me from which date, which system I have to take. So one way or the other they reach some sort of a date to tell you applicability. That's it. And normally there is enough notice, and by the time engineering companies and all improve the product. Definitions, we try to remove ambiguity because people interpret it own way. It happens all over the world. So in India we have experience, but आपने ऐसा बोला था, नहीं मैं तो ऐसा सोचा. So in the end you have to be very firm in giving the definition. So that is what is given. And then there is always a clause about allowing modern technologies, means they say that something new is there, you have to prove it is good and we will accept it, means there is an approval process. And earlier we have used some sort of fluorine compounds and all for firefighting. That is all banned. Toxic extinguishing media is banned. When I joined Sea Life, it was there. Today it doesn't exist. International shore coupling, you all know it. So this defines the standard dimensions of the flange and everything. See the SOLAS, we just spoke about it should be there. We didn't really tell you the size and bolt diameters and nothing. That you learned from your STCW course. Here in chapter 2 you will find it defined properly. Exactly how it should be, what should be the strength of the metal and so on. PPE, protection, personal protection. Of course here there is a full list. There is one link which I have given on the first page. There you will find everything in short. Things to remember is, these are the minimum standards which are given. You can have better standard than that. That is never a problem. Certain things you have to remember. Protection suit is radiation proof, waterproof, insulated. Boots are electric shock proof. Rigid helmet to protect your head. Hand lanterns must burn at least 3 hours. But it doesn't tell you what wattage of the bulb or lumen capacity. Access with high voltage insulation. You have to cut live cables if required, which are doubtful. Breathing apparatus, always remember one thing, it is defined as a 1200 liters, 1200 liters capacity. It doesn't talk about pressures, it just talks about a volume. It should be there, which according to calculation should last 30 minutes. For a normal person, it is very difficult to define that how long will it last. A professional will use it comfortably for 45 minutes and an amateur may finish in 15 minutes. It depends on how calm you are, how much you are inhaling, exhaling, so on. Then important part about breathing apparatus is all cylinders must be interchangeable, means I can take out from one, connect to other. You cannot have two different types of breathing apparatus. You may have two different manufacturers possible for some reason, but cylinders must be interchangeable. Then it must have audible alarm and visual indicators for low supply. Now see the wording, low supply, when 200 liters are left. It doesn't talk about the pressures, but it has to give. You can join, no problem on whichever way. It is for 2. but you can join, no problem. Okay, next, lifeline has to be fireproof. Why? Because you are going to go inside, the fire may come in between and it will burn the lifeline. So it should be fireproof, perfectly fine. But how does it become fireproof? It has got a core outside, which is normal rope type, and inside there is a steel cable. So even if the outer layer burns, the steel cable will be there, and it can hold load of 3.5 kN for 5 minutes. That is about 357 kgs load. And important thing, it has to have snap hook for connection. That means you just bang it and it locks. Okay, and then you can lock further. Means it has to be quick. EEBD may be compressed air or oxygen. Both options are there. It is used only for escape purpose. It is not to be used for firefighting, entry into enclosed spaces, or worn by firefighters. No. It is to be used for only escape purpose. One issue which may come, and that is where you have to make up a choice, is if you are actually in enclosed space and there is some accident or something. Now it's expected people have breathing apparatus and all right. In case if you realize it's question of life and death, please go ahead and use it. If it is a question of life and death, use it, because you have to save life. You can't be talking about it is not meant for this purpose. No, it is not meant for the purpose, but if required to save life, just go ahead. It has service duration of about 10 minutes. That is good enough to run out from any corner to embarkation deck or open atmosphere. Hood or a face piece, okay, that front one is flame resistant with a clear view. It's like you must have seen these days, we all are using it sort of. It is used hands free, means both hands are free. Once you put it on, it is attached and your hands are free, and it is always stored in protected space. Perfectly fine, means it should not get burnt and then you say अरे इधर रखा था वो जल गया. No. Now donning instructions means how to wear it are printed, so it can be used by amateur also. He can read it and follow it. It is also marked with maintenance requirements, trademark, serial number and shelf life. See, CABA doesn't have shelf life. It is used by professionals. Here you can always have anything more than that, provided that you don't make it really bulky or something. It needs approval. Now approval is what? It should be small enough to be handled easily. Everything is at least, you will notice here also 1200 liters capacity. This is also at least. Anything extra, if you can put it there without affecting other factors, it is okay. It's no problem. But then the purpose is basically that you should be able to get out. It is not meant for work. Normally when you say something meant for work or rescue of somebody else, like if I am going to wear and rescue another person, then I will be looking at it, can I have extra capacity? Like the firefighters on land, they use bigger, they don't use 1200, I think they use more than that. But depends. Again, what happens, manufacturing processes, you can't be doing a product only for 100 pieces. So a lot of things finally settle down to certain figures. Then you have got important things are these markings. Okay, somebody tricky guy can ask you. So maintenance requirement, trademark, serial number, shelf life. Shelf life is coming means serial number must be there. Logical. Manufacture date has to be there because shelf life is there, and name of approving authority is always there. That means these four you cannot forget. Trademark also is good. 5 point to सीधा आ गया. Okay. Chapter number 4, fire extinguishers. Standard rules are there. Must be approved type. Powder or CO2 must be weighing at least 5 kgs in capacity. Must have at least. So again it is at least. If you make it little bigger and you also follow, it doesn't exceed 23 kilos, you are okay. Got it? And Dhananjay, you got the point, no? Okay. Foam extinguisher capacity at least 9 liters. So after putting this, if you still have this in your hand, because of newer technologies, newer metal, newer alloys, you may get it stronger, then you can always increase the capacity. It's not a problem. But this is the must. You cannot exceed over 23. Why? Because a human being is not expected to carry beyond this weight in adverse conditions like rolling, pitching is going on and he has to run. Refills must be always approved types. Always. You cannot pick up anything and say, I know it, it will work. No. It has to be approved, and along with those supplies, you also get a certificate. So if you are receiving supplies anytime, you always ask for certificate. Where is the certificate? Normally, very often it happens that the supplier who brings the things on board is a driver. He has been given like tempo जैसा होता है, कुछ जाओ उधर delivery करो, and then the ship chandler will come afterwards. So it may happen that you receive something, there is a receiving list, tick 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 tick, you are marking it. So if you find there are refills and there is no certificate with it, so you put it there, remark, certificate not received, where driver will tell you that boss will come and give it. Boss means the ship chandler, and then ship chandler may be carrying it with him. So don't make a, you have to inform this that I have not received it. Let's move to the next chapter. 5. Fixed gas means, normally when we say fixed gas, it means it is generally CO2 system, because we have not been using any other gases yet. We may come to conclusion with nitrogen over a period, possible, but right now it is generally CO2. Quantity of medium need not be more than the largest compartment or space. Why? As usual, ship has got 5 holds. Okay. Each is separated from each other by a vertical division. That means fire should not go from one compartment to other. Correct? In that case, argument can always come up, then how much am I supposed to keep? So, quantity need not be more than the largest compartment, and then there are calculation which says this is so big, volume is so much, so you need so much of CO2, you keep that, and then that means the worst possible scenario is the largest compartment or space. Anything smaller than that, you can use a partial supply. Simple safe arrangement to check quantities. That is, I think I had shown you earlier when we did it. CO2 cylinders are put in, on the stand in a bracket, which you can loosen up the bracket and actually put a weighing scale on top, attach it, and use a chain block or something to lift it up so you see the weight. So you don't have to remove it completely. You can just loosen up brackets and you can lift up vertically and check the weight. They're big. They are like 2 meters in height. But what happens is, on top of it, normally you will find a rail. If you check the CO2 room, there is a rail on top of it, so that you can, and there is a sort of traveler arrangement, that is where you can fix up a chain block. For chain block there will be a weighing scale, and weighing scale will get hooked on to the cylinder. So all you have to do is slacken the brackets and just pull on chain block, so it lifts up. When it lifts up, you see the weight, record it, lower it, tighten the brackets. But of course the brackets will hold few together, so each group you will have to slacken, tighten, and all goes on. And the traveler block is there, so the your chain block travels to the next one and next one and next one. So this is how it is done. But that is ancient method, involved too much of work. Modern method is, there is ultrasonic gauge, approved type, so everything is approved. There is ultrasonic gauge, which, suppose if this is the cylinder, the guy comes and he holds it here and he slowly moves it up till at one location he gets the marking, so he marks it there. Now based on those markings, it is worked out what is the volume of CO2 inside. Then the surveyor will come and check those markings, and okay, if you find one is too low, he will say okay, change this one. So you change that or get it refilled, whichever way. Now cylinders, piping, pressure arrangements, everything is designed for pressure and ambient temperatures. It is calculated how much pressure it may undergo. So it has to be strong enough. That means the lines, anything, piping, cylinders will never rupture under pressure. Ambient temperatures are also taken, because you keep something for, say it is designed for work up to 60 degrees, because most of the things work up to 60 degrees on ships. So up to 60 degrees there will be so much of pressure built up. If you bring it down from 60 to 0, the pressure will drop down obviously. But suppose if it goes above that, then there is a risk. So they work on ambient temperature, and according to that calculations are done to ensure that all these things can withstand that much of pressure. Medium is always, means the CO2 cylinders will be always outside the space it is supposed to protect. It is never inside, it is always outside, whether it's for paint room or whether it is for machinery space or cargo holds, it is always independently stored. And okay, it is possible galley and paint room, if at all you have got same CO2 arrangement, you will find the cylinders are put in such a manner that if there is actual fire inside, you can still be outside protected and you can release it. As usual, always remember to add this last line in your answer: spare parts are maintained on board. It is compulsory. You have to have certain number of minimum spare parts. Without that, nothing will be approved, and this is checked. Don't be under impression it will not be checked. Spare parts are checked during inspections, and that time sometimes we get embarrassing situation. Earlier and not today probably, because everybody is very cautious about it. ये बोला अरे क्या हो गया, नहीं ठीक है, नहीं ठीक है क्या, किधर है ये, अरे ये खराब हो गया है. Have you heard answers like that? Sometimes you know what happens is a particular spare part, especially like specialist bulbs and fuses and all, a sample is kept. But if it is a sample, it should be labeled as a sample and not get counted in spare parts. No, I did not take that profession any time. But my ships were inspected. That is a normal thing. The various inspectors will come on board. That is a profession itself. One can join that classification, or you join. That is where a lot of you will find marine engineers also join, and the deck side people also join. The class surveyors or flag state or port state control. Port state control also is a job everywhere now. Okay, pressure relief valves are always on pipeline because we discussed that there will be pressure. Even though pipeline everything is made strong, but suppose the pressure escapes because somehow ambient temperature went up or for some reason pressure escape increase. So you don't want pipeline to get ruptured. That is why you have got a pressure release valve, like pressure cookers. You have got pressure cookers which is used every day for cooking. It has also got a pressure release valve, that is what we call whistle. Same way, you have got a pressure relief valves. Now what happens? Pipeline is going from CO2 room to the destination wherever it may be, a cargo hold or machinery space anywhere. Now before it reaches there, there is a surge of pressure. So pressure is too much in the pipeline. So pressure relief valve will operate. Now pressure release valve operates means what? It is going to release some of the gas into wherever it is located. Now you don't want CO2 to be released in any place where human beings are. So it is always placed on deck in open atmosphere. It is placed in such a way that whatever escape gas, it will be released to the open atmosphere. It will never be released in a confined space. This 925 degrees figure, just remember if you can, because it will come handy on many places. You will find this material shall not melt below 925 degrees because this is the threshold point. So always try to remember 925 degrees Celsius. Then you have got a full system. It's a gas system. How do you test it? That is requirement. You remember we did SOLAS rules, regulations. So that is where it has to be maintained on board and tested and all. So now how do you test it? Normal logical thing is compressed air. So there is always an arrangement provided for testing with compressed air. Now when you test with compressed air, there is another isolation valve which must be closed so that the compressed air pressure shall not go to CO2 cylinders. What can be logical reason? You remember one thing, that all the CO2 cylinder banks get activated with pilot cylinders. You remember the pilot cylinders, the smaller cylinders, you open the cabinet, alarm starts, and then you release. After the alarm starts, you wait 2 minutes, allow people to run out, and then you release that small cylinder, pilot cylinder. It creates the pressure and it opens the valves of the big cylinders. Now instead of that pressure, suppose if you release compressed air pressure, accidentally you will release the CO2. That is the reason normally when we do this testing, we ensure it is isolated properly. Either there is a valve or we blank off. We open the section of pipeline, we blank it off, and then we test it. So you have to be careful here. Then control valves. There are control valves because we have taken it only for the biggest compartment. Capacity is for biggest compartment. But what about other smaller compartments catching fire? So there has to be control valves. You open the valve and release it in whichever compartment you want. So they must be clearly marked, indicating spaces protected. So generally it will be hold number 1, hold number 2, hold number 3, machinery space or this space. It is marked. It is never used in accommodation. No? Remember, you might get carried away and you will say, yeah, in accommodation. No, it is not used in accommodation. Arrangement is made to prevent accidental discharge. It is not straightforward stuff to release CO2. Normally we even keep those cabinets locked, where the pilot cylinders are there, and the key is kept next to it. But to take out the key, you have to break the glass. Then you take out the key, open it. So it's not accidental when you do it. And whenever a job is to be done on CO2 system, especially in dry docks, we blank it off first. Okay, in dry docks we never use CO2 system. So we blank it off first, because normally it is expected CO2 system will be checked, inspected thoroughly during dry docks. Normally every 2.5 years we do it, 3 years, 5 years, depending on the timing. But there is always a possibility during that maintenance, accidentally you may release it, and other end people might be working. That is the reason we blank off. There is actually a M notice on this. That M notice part, I don't know if you have ever done it right now, but over a period you will learn this part. Pipelines passing through accommodation, because obviously CO2 room may be just outside the accommodation, and the pipelines have to go through CO2 accommodation to machinery space. So whatever part is in accommodation, it is welded all the time. Is one weld, then this pipe, another welding. The whole pipe is welded. So there are no flanges or gaskets, and no drain plugs or any other openings in accommodation. Drain plugs are provided on the pipeline to drain out condensed water, but in such a place that it is never inside the accommodation. Again, another thing, they will never pass through refrigerated space. Means what happens? Some ships you have got pipelines. They have to go across place like reefer chambers, provision ones, cold storages. So you don't put it. You will take them, turn them around, and take it. You will not go through refrigerated space. The reason being, if there is a condensation, because at sea humidity is 90%. There is a condensation, some water collects, it will freeze and it will become ice. Then if you try to release CO2, it may not go through. So there will be a bigger problem. Why? Because pipeline is choked with ice. This is one of the things you have to understand when you deal with any gas systems. You have to be careful that it should not get choked with ice. When you go to cold climates, pipelines are not supposed to get choked with ice. Then automatic audio visual warning to release of gas. Okay, it must be heard clearly in protected space, means where you are going to release the gas, it must be heard there. Especially when we talk about it, it is the machinery space, because people are working there. Cargo holds and all, people are not working inside the cargo hold. It is normally a sealed closed compartment, but machinery space people are working. So in spite of that noise level, everything, everywhere you have a audible and visual alarm. So both alarms are there in this. Now pre-discharge alarm will be automatically activated on opening of the cabinet door. The cabinet door is which one? Where the pilot cylinders are there. So moment you open the door, alarm starts. You have not done anything except you just open the door. Okay, believe me, some of the cadets have set it off. ये क्या है खोल के देखेगा. After that, all the locking systems and all have come in. Then it should not be less than 20 seconds, but normally you will find it's more, because you must allow person to run out, escape before you release the gas. And that is why you will find the CO2 system is never permitted on automatic release. It is always a manual release. Only this alarm system will not be required if you have got paint locker, which is right forward part of forecastle stores. So one side will be the paint locker, and you will have a CO2 cylinder somewhere in other compartment. From there you have to release it. Paint locker, nobody is there because you have seen it, closed it, and that is where you have detected fire. So first thing you do is close ventilation, and then you drop the CO2, means release the CO2 there. Then The usual part means of control should be readily accessible and simple to operate. Instructions are provided there. Next to CO2 thing, you will find a big board which is giving you instructions how to release the gas, how to operate it. Everywhere, any fixed gas systems or any one of the fixed firefighting system, you will have instructions given. And normally, any one of these systems, with this is we are talking gas right now, but it can be anything which should not get cut off during fire. So they are always protected in such a way that they will not get cut off. Because if you cut it off, then you have got nothing left. So it is always protected. Automatic release is not normally permitted. I have never seen anybody allowing it. Now these are general things, okay, about a gas system. CO2 system for cargo holds. Now sometimes it happens it is only for cargo hold. Okay, once upon a time it used to be case. Engine room used to have a different system. So 30% of volume of the largest cargo space. Now this point, how does it come in? Now I am not going to talk about 30%. Why 30%? It is moving away from our subject. When you load cargo, then only the cargo can catch fire. That means you must have cargo in the hold. Normally if you have got cargo in the hold, so much of volume is decreased. Correct? Normally ships are going to look for an ideal loading condition of, if I am going to load 5000 cubic meters and they must weigh say 2,500 tons. I am going to look for a best cargo combination which will weigh almost 2,500 tons and which will occupy more or less 5,000 cubic meters. That is ideal thing. I agree. Unless you have got very heavy cargo like steel or something, then you will say I am earning money, fine, but steel is not going to catch fire anyway. So working on this sort of a logic, they have reached 30% of largest cargo space. So volume of largest cargo space is not taken as 100% any time, because empty space, there is no fire. And if there is a cargo, so much of volume will be lost to cargo. So that is where they reach conclusion of 30%. Now Ro-Ro shapes 45% of the largest compartment. And additional requirement starts. Now this additional requirement, 2/3 gas must be introduced within 10 minutes. That means, you see, the CO2 cylinders are in large number. You may have say 210 cylinders. That makes up the volume, whatever the requirement. Now okay, that volume calculation is something else. It is done by somebody and it works out 210 cylinders. Perfectly fine. What is the requirement on a Ro-Ro ship? 2/3 means 140 cylinders must be released within 10 minutes. See, when you release it, pipeline has to carry it, no? So pipeline will get congested because there will be high pressure gas, and CO2 also is stored in liquid format. So from liquid to gas, it will need certain amount of time, whatever it is, I don't know. And then by the time it reaches the end compartment, wherever there is fire, so that time also will be there, and there are so many things feeding. So it is like bottleneck. So that is why 10 minutes are given, but within 10 minutes you should be. That means the size of piping, everything has to be calculated accordingly. In 10 minutes I should be able to release so much. Pipeline is too narrow, you will not manage it. So this is to calculate the diameters. Believe me, engineers, when they become surveyors and all, joint classification, they need to do lot of these studies, calculations, ye barabar hai, nahi hai, it's like that. Because CO2 system is not used for special category spaces, or those enclosed vehicle spaces above and below bulkhead deck, into and from which vehicles can be driven, and to passengers have got access. Rest of the things, never mind, blah blah, but to passengers have access. You cannot have CO2 system as a fire extinguisher. Whenever human beings are involved, no CO2. Fine. And you just imagine, we use CO2 where? Anybody can tell me where do we use CO2 and enjoy it? Come on, some answer at least. Bolo.
What's the answer?
CO2 we do enjoy. Other than that, CO2 is practically banned. Wherever humans are there, the CO2 shouldn't be there. But we do enjoy CO2 in some form. And we really enjoy it. What is that?
Sir, Coca-Cola.
Correct. All aerated drinks have got CO2 inside. Okay? Baking powders, baking soda, everything produce CO2. For cakes and all, when you make cakes, biscuits, anything, CO2 gets involved. Okay. Machinery space, 40% of gross volume or 35% of the largest machinery space provided, etc., etc. This is something you have to know at later stages. And some consolation for less than 2000 GT and all. Okay, don't worry, you are not going to go on a ship of less than 2000 tons gross weight. If you go there, then you have wasted money. इतना छोटे पे जाने का तो इतना पैसा क्यों खर्चा किया? Now this figure is taken as a 0.56 cubic meters per kilo. Okay. Free carbon dioxide. You always work out on a free, because liquid one is like concentrate. What you want is the end one. And now when you say free carbon dioxide, one of you may ask question, at what temperature? I don't have answer. What temperature? That is what is done by classification society. They work out and they say you must have so much of CO2 available. Now it is compressed. Once it is liquid, it's liquid. You can't compress it further. So you reach somewhere a standard, and then you calculate number of bottles, and that is how you go. But this 0.56 cubic meter is for the free volume. That means if your compartment volume was 5000 cubic meters, divided by 0.56, and you will know number of kilos of CO2 required. Now of course you are not going to take it as a full compartment volume. Then you will have factor like 45%, 30%, 40%, 35%, whatever it is. You take that volume and divide, and then you will know how many kilos. On machinery space, you see Ro-Ro ships, or vehicles, you still have a lesser amount of fuel, and so you say within 10 minutes there are larger compartment. But engine room, you really take it seriously, because see Ro-Ro ships, there is no heat. Where your cargo is there, it is not heated compartment. It is like normal temperature, like for normal cars. Machinery space has got hot gases. Excuse me. Machinery space has got hot gases because there is a heat generated. Engine is inside. That is why you must discharge 85% of gas in 2 minutes. So it's like blasting it off first, and 15% you do at later stage if there is no desired effect by 85%. Okay. Container general cargo ships, 2/3 gas must be discharged in 10 minutes. It is more like this. 2/3 gas. So Ro-Ro ships, cargo ships, container ships, etc., 2/3 of gas in 10 minutes. For solid, means if your cargo is solid, the cargo space is 2/3 gas, 20 minutes. It depends, but anyway, all calculations are done. Your job is mainly to maintain it and understand the system, how to operate it. Then you have got controls to separate controls are provided, releasing and protected space, etc. etc. One control used for opening the valves of piping which can release the gas in protected spaces. Now this is means two valves in series. The one valve is to discharge gas from its storage container. That means on every cylinder there is a valve. Normally they are operated by levers. Okay, they are butterfly valves. Operated by levers, and those levers are connected with each other by wires. So if one opens up, it will pull all others opening, and that is how the cylinders are in groups. So you say, okay, release A, release B, release C. That means these three together will form so much of volume. That is if you do manually. If you do it through pilot valves, then there is a minimum amount that will get discharged straight away. And then remaining one you have to do manually. That overdose, extra dose. So there is one valve there on the cylinder, and the next one is on a distribution panel. Where do you want to release it? Number 1 hold, number 2, number 3, number 4. So you open appropriate valves. And this is like positive means of they can be operated in that order. Okay, means you cannot just open that and say हाँ हो गया नहीं. You open the first one will be the where you are going to release it, then you come and open the cylinder. Otherwise there will be line pressure and you may find it difficult to open the valves. This is that what I was telling you. Two controls are located inside a release box clearly identified for particular space. If it is to be locked up with the key on board shall be in break glass type enclosure conspicuously located adjacent to the box. That is what happens. Adjacent to the box we always have it, and we have it locked up. Tests. Two types of test. One is to test the free airflow, means you will connect compressed air and you will check at every location according to what valve you set it is available. That means the passage is clear, nozzles are clear, free airflow. Other one is functional test of alarm equipment. You open the cabinet, alarm aaya, very good. Then there is another system which is on board on many ships, is a low pressure CO2. There is a difference. Here what happens is there are big bottles, gas bottles, horizontal ones, big ones. Instead of having those vertical cylinders of standard size, here there are bigger ones, but it operates on low pressure. Okay, because it is like a one big one which releases from liquid to this according to you open up. It is called as a low pressure system. The difference is there is refrigeration plant is also there to keep that pressure vessel cool. The CO2 inside is kept cool, and there is arrangement for like pressure gauge, high pressure alarm, low pressure alarm, branch pipe with stop valves for filling. Now what happens is the previous one what we saw, the system with the gas cylinders banks, there you will have to take one by one cylinder and you will have to get it refilled from somewhere because there is no CO2 on board to refill. Here you can get another one which you can use for refilling or topping up of lost CO2. See, the first system doesn't have any provision for loss of pressure or anything, or loss of some gas to refill it. Here you have got refilling capacity, that is a low pressure system. The usual discharge pipe CO2 level indicator, because you have got liquid CO2. In vertical cylinders where they are smaller size and there is a big bang, they are all solid, you don't know the level. So what was the method? Either you weighed them or you use the ultrasonic detector to find the level. But that is done once in a while. Here there is a level indicator on the tank. So you see, itna hai. Safety release valves, as expected anywhere, any system has to have safety release valves. Pressure vessel and outgoing pipelines shall be insulated, obviously, because if you touch it, you will burn your skin. Burn in the sense that is a cold burns. It will be at something like what, minus 30-40 degrees, no more than that, it will be minus 50 maybe. I don't know exact temperature of liquid CO2 or dry ice, what we call it. Now if you are going to use refrigerated unit, what happens if one fails? So like a standard ship, whatever we say, and I have mentioned it many times, every damn thing is duplicated, everything is duplicated except main engine. But interesting part, main engine also, if there is a problem with, main engine has got so many units, it may have 9 units, 11 units, whatever it is. You can cut off unit and you can still run the engine. That provision is there in engine. That means we are not dependent on कि एक खराब होएगा, we will have problem. So here also 2 automated independent refrigerating units. Again the power supplies will be according to that, so that no matter what happens, you will always have one system working in any case. Cooling water will be required because when you are the gasification happens or something, that you are going to compress it and put it back, you are going to release that heat. So cooling system comes in. Like all compressors get hot, so you have to have a cooling system. So you have got 2 separate ones, one standby always. Audible visual alarms as expected everywhere. Low pressure, high pressure, failure of refrigeration unit. So that means what it reads, one reading is failure, it should get alarm. Other one is how I read it. It has to have a mechanism for self-testing, self-diagnosis. Then only it will tell you, no, I have failed. Otherwise, how will it tell you? Then alarm for the lowest CO2 level in the tank. Lowest one, that means below that it's a problem. So that low level alarm. This is low pressure. This is a level alarm. If system serves more than one space, then automatic manual control systems are required. Normally these ones are used only in certain spaces only, not for a large scale thing. This is my understanding. I have not seen one any time, but it is not meant for like replacing the CO2 bottles, because CO2 bottles carry much larger volume. This is meant for smaller places, like probably now this system will come in on lot of container ships which carry like 1500 and 2000 refrigerated containers on board. So they can't put all of them on deck, so they are under deck also. So when you are going to under deck, you will be needing, of course, 2000 containers, you need a lot of power, so you will have extra generators. So maybe a generator room will be separated. If a generator room is separated, you want to have a system there, then you will consider give independent system here, low pressure system, no problem, CO2 system, like that. Then another one is steam is no longer used as a medium. It was stopped long ago, but the sentence I had to keep on repeating. We finished? Yes, correct. You can study it at right time. We have finished the class actually. I did not realize it, but it is already 5 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
So, any doubts? Now you better start opening the books, going through it, and find out the dark areas. Okay? Dark areas means you have got doubts in those areas, and then only we can use some sort of a light to go through it. Otherwise, you will remain blank if you get question. Now the dangerous part, if they decide that Viva was successful with DNS and third year, you are next in line, Bali ke Bakre. Okay? "38 were there." So now I will let you go. But tomorrow, of course, you are not there. Next week we will continue on this.
थोड़ा
Okay?
सर
हाँ